Hello beautiful people, happy weekend and welcome to your astrological forecast for next week starting from February 17th. So we are going to be entering into the week of the after effects of this recent Leo full moon, and of course we will be entering into Piscean season, and this is technically what we will be mostly focusing on because there is not all that much going on next week. So we're just going to see what wants to come through. I have some decks ready, so I'm going to pull some cards to give us some clarification with regards to the current and upcoming energies. And yeah, let's just dive in. So as usual, I would like to open this space and call in on my higher self, my spirit guides, my ancestors, angelic team, ascended masters, also my astrological team, Akashic record keepers, and all the beings of light that wish to be present for this recording. Everybody's welcome. Thank you for being here, and thank you everybody for watching. So let's just see what's going on with the astrology. So today, as I'm recording this, I'm actually recording this on Saturday. Moon just entered the sign of Libra. So this is a cardinal sign, all about balancing, about finding our 0 point. The neutralization also is about justice and fairness, but technically Libra is all about relationships also, right? And we know that Venus is currently in the sign of Aries in preparation for her upcoming retrograde, which will begin on March 1st. So Venus will return back to Pisces, and Mercury only just entered Pisces yesterday. Mercury is also going to have a retrograde and also going to retrograde back into Pisces. Obviously Mercury is still in Pisces, so haven't even entered Aries, but yeah, both Venus and Mercury are going to be doing this dance between Aries and Pisces. So Mercury only just entered Pisces yesterday in preparation for beginning of the Pisces season. And yeah, as I mentioned, Moon just entered into the sign of Libra. Tomorrow Pallas is going to enter into a sign of Aquarius, and then on Monday the 17th, this is how we start in the new week. Moon still in the sign of Libra, and then Moon will enter the sign of Scorpio in the later hours of afternoon here for me in the Central Standard Zone. Depending where you are in the world, it could be for you Tuesday the 18th already. And then here we go, Tuesday the 18th, Sun will enter into the sign of Pisces and remain there until March 20th, which is right in between the eclipses, and that's when Sun will enter into the sign of Aries and will experience the equinox and the change of the seasons. Okay, Wednesday the 19th, Juno is moving into Sagittarius. Thursday the 20th, Moon is moving into the sign of Sagittarius, and here we have first of the two aspects we will be experiencing next week, and this one on Thursday the 20th is Mercury in Pisces making a closing square to Jupiter in Gemini, currently ruled by Mercury because of Gemini, 11 degrees 44 minutes, so double master number frequency, and this is 448 10, okay, and 2, okay, perfect. So this is all indicating about next year 2026, which is all about the reset point. So yeah, Mercury in Pisces closing square to Jupiter. This is all about crisis in consciousness. What are we releasing in order for the cycle to end, new cycle to begin? And the last conjunction between the two took place on June 4th 2024, which was on early degrees of Gemini, 2 degrees of Gemini. 2 is all about Taurus foundation. This was right before the new moon in Gemini, which took place last year on 6-6 portal. And then the next conjunction between the two, Jupiter and Mercury, that this is the last quarter square in preparation for, will take place on June the 8th. And this is right before the not Scorpio, Sagittarius full moon, right? That will be on June the 11th. And the conjunction will take place on 29 degrees and 49 minutes of Gemini. So that's the anarectic degrees, all about culmination. And as we're talking about Pisces season, culmination, Mercury being a sign of Pisces, culmination. And of course, North Node currently, which is the evolutionary potential for humanity, is in the sign of Pisces. And Mercury actually will be conjuncting North Node, just like Venus, 3 times, and also Neptune. All right, but that's of course for another conversation later on down the line. Then on Friday the 21st, Moon is transiting through the sign of Sagittarius, and then on Saturday the 22nd, Moon moves into the sign of Capricorn, again cardinal sign, and Mercury will make a trine to Vesta. And then on Sunday the 23rd, this is our second major aspect, Mercury will be making a trine to Mars retrograde in Cancer, and this is evolving the cycle that began between the two of them on January 27, 2024, when they last had their conjunction in the sign of Capricorn. And the next conjunction, I believe, is going to be taking place in early 2026. And the final thing that is going to be taking place this week will be Mars stationing direct. And this is actually after Mercury trines Mars, Ceres is moving into Pisces, so in other Pisces. And yeah, and after that on Sunday the 23rd, or if you are in Europe and further away, this will be for you already probably Monday the 24th, Mars is stationing direct in the sign of Cancer, 17 degrees and 1 minute. Mars has been retrograde since December 6th, 2024, started retrograde in Leo, 6 degrees 10 minutes. And okay, let's just see, I have some notes over here how long Mars have been where. So okay, Mars first entered the sign of Cancer on September 4th, which was right after the new moon in Virgo, and remained in the sign of Cancer until November 3rd, which was right after the new moon in Scorpio, and that's when Mars for the first time moved into the sign of Leo. Then Mars started his retrograde, as we already mentioned, on December 6th, and Mars then returned back into the sign of Cancer on there was some kind of January day, right? Okay, 6th of January, Mars returned into the sign of Cancer. Now Mars is stationing direct in the sign of Cancer, 23rd of February, and Mars will return into the sign of Aries again on April 17th, and will come out of his shadow in May. So this is a little stint about Mars. Mars, of course, starting his retrograde in the sign of Leo. This is where Mars was trining the North Node, and at the time in the sign of Aries, Mars did make another trine to North Node in Aries at the beginning of January, and Mars will make a North Node, trine to North Node now in the sign of Pisces from the sign of Cancer next month. Actually, that might be even in April, I believe. It will probably happen in April. I don't have the exact date, but well, actually I have it written somewhere, but anyway, this is not so relevant at the moment. But Mars at the moment is stationing direct at the end of next week on Sunday the 23rd, and we will have the opportunity to go forward now and decide who we want to become, because Mars started his retrograde in the sign of Leo, which is all about our authenticity and purpose and destiny, and then re-entered Cancer. So we had the opportunity to reevaluate like, oh, is this really who I am? Is this really what I want? Is this really what matters to me? Is this really allowing me to live my authentic expression? Does it make me happy or not? And now Mars is going to station direct and go forward. So now is slowly but surely we're going to start gain some momentum. However, Venus is going to station retrograde and go retrograde throughout the entire March. So throughout the entire eclipse season until almost mid-April, she will station direct on the full moon in Libra on April 12th. And yeah, we will have some more re-evaluation going on over there, especially with regards to relational dynamic. Mars and Venus are the former rulers of the South and the North Node for the past 3 years before they moved into the sign of Pisces and Virgo this January. So yeah, so there is a lot of re-evaluating, a lot of reconstruction going on, and of course this is perfectly right on time with this Piscean season, right, that we are kicking off on Tuesday. So yes, so this is the final thing that's going to take place next week, and then we'll be entering into the week that will start from 24th, and that will be then building us up towards the new moon in Pisces, which will then take place on Thursday the 27th, and I will be covering in my next astrological forecast. Okay, so let's just tune in what can we fish out of these aspects. But yeah, the main topic, obviously, as we can see, we are nearing the end of the astrological year, because Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac. And then, of course, with Aries season, we are entering into the new astrological year. We already are in a new Gregorian year. We already are in a new lunar year, the year of the wood snake, which is all about shedding old skin and metamorphizing into a new version of ourselves. And now we are nearing the end of the astrological year with all these placements in Pisces. Of course, Sun moving into the sign of Pisces. Venus already gone through the sign of Pisces, but as I mentioned, she'll be returning back there during her retrograde. Mercury just entered into the sign of Pisces and will remain there until free portal, and then will return there again on the eclipse in Aries on March the 29th. And yeah, as I mentioned, there was someone else moving to Pisces. I think was it Ceres or Juno No, Juno is moving into the sign of Sagittarius series, yes. How we taking care of ourselves, and of course Mars being in a sign of Cancer, it's helping us to realize that okay, how are we nurturing ourselves? Are we doing, are we giving ourselves what we need in order to be able to feel safe and secure to express ourselves authentically? So the main two aspects, obviously, as I mentioned, that are taking place in this upcoming week will be Mercury square in Jupiter and Mercury trine in Mars. So again, we have these mercurial topics, which are all about communication. How are we connecting with the reality, and how are we identifying it, which then creates the stories, which then creates belief system, and that then creates the manifestation of those, because after Sagittarius we have this Capricorn, right? So with the square towards Jupiter, especially as Jupiter is ruled by Mercury at the moment, and Mercury is in the sign of Pisces, this is in a sense challenging us in letting go of these old belief systems, and now being in a sign of Pisces. And by that point, of course, we are in Pisces season, because Sun is entering Pisces prior to this square. Sun enters Pisces on Tuesday, this square is on Thursday. And that's the day of Jupiter, which is all about expansion, right? And also Sun moving to the sign of Pisces on a Martian day, because Tuesday is the day that is associated with Mars, and Mars being in a sign of Cancer. And of course, Mars will be stationed in direct at the end of the week. So we can see how everything is connected here with regards to what are we releasing and letting go of in order for these new cycles to properly manifest, right? Because they're already here, they already begun, but we have not seen them manifested yet, because Pisces, it's intangible realm. Aquarius is intangible realm. So we need to vibrationally connect and match the frequency of that which we want to bring into the physical form in order to manifest it, right? Because as mentioned previously, the manifestation of anything is the final stage of the manifestation process. So with Mercury square in Jupiter, and Jupiter, of course, only just recently at the beginning of this month turned direct after being retrograde since October last year, right after the eclipses, right? We were having the opportunity to really bring to the surface of our consciousness all these belief system thoughts and all these things that are making us paralyzed and stuck in the past and keep recreating the same pattern. So it's like copy paste. And because Jupiter has the ability to magnify everything and just expands everything it touches, for many of us it became kind of like, I can't do this anymore, it's just too uncomfortable, it's just too much, it's just too the gap between what I want and what I've been experiencing is just too great in order for me to want to keep doing that. It's just like it's no longer, I cannot just ignore it anymore, because in the past, perhaps, it's not what I want, it doesn't really work for me, it doesn't resonate, but we could just keep doing that because, like it's not as bad, or maybe better the devil we know, or whatever. But now with Jupiter being in a sign of Gemini is bringing this monkey mind to the surface of our consciousness to the point where it's just like, no, I can't do this anymore. So with this final square between Mercury and Jupiter, and like I said, the next conjunction will be happening right before the full moon in Sagittarius. So what did we see at the beginning of December when we had the new moon in Sagittarius, which was the final, it wasn't the final new moon, because we had the new moon in Capricorn at the end. Okay, it wasn't the final new moon, but I believe it was the first new moon with Pluto in the sign of Aquarius, right? Yes, it was the first new moon with Pluto in the sign of Aquarius, which was all about the seeding of the story for the future, the story that will be evolving over the next 20-year period whilst Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius. So we can see how the cycles are always building up. There are cycles within cycles within cycles, and there is a continuous expansion, Jupiter, right? So this closing square between Mercury and Jupiter is challenging us in releasing these patterns of thinking and the belief systems, outdated belief systems that are preventing us from creating the reality that we want to experience going forward, that would be in alignment with these seeds that we planted in December. December 1st was the new moon in Sagittarius, and then we'll have the next reset point between Mercury and Jupiter right before full moon in Sagittarius. So this is where we will see illumination of all of these processes that we've been going through, and all of the release that we underwent, I suppose. And then that trine between Mercury in Pisces and Mars in the sign of Cancer Well, as I mentioned, this is evolving the cycle that began between the two of them in Capricorn. They actually had two conjunctions kind of 1 month after each other, because they had a conjunction in Sagittarius in December 2022 when, December 2023, if we're talking about last year, so that was 2024. Okay, December 2023, when Mercury was in Sagittarius, they had a conjunction there. And then I remember the following months in January 2024, they had a conjunction in Capricorn. That was the last one that they had. So now we are evolving this cycle, and now Mercury being in the sign of Pisces, this is a closing trine to Mars in Cancer, and this is all about harvest. Like, what are we harvesting? And again, what are we harvesting? Where we're letting go of these programs, right? Because Mercury is like a software, is the programs of this Capricornian structure of the reality, the hierarchical system, the Piscean age, the after effects of the Piscean age, where we felt that we need to have someone to tell us what to do, right? Someone to do it for us, someone that we can then blame. It's like this like a immature childlike behavior, where we want to be in a position of helplessness, right? Like the child. This is completely unconscious, of course, for most people. And then we have someone else to blame, right? Whether that is whoever that is, the person in a role of the authority, where they are just creating an opportunity for us to reclaim our own inner authority and become the conscious creator of reality. So now with this Mercury in Pisces making a trine to Mars retrograde in Cancer, Cancer, of course, is in opposition with Capricorn. They come as a pair, and Cancer is this your inner world, right? What make you feel safe and secure. And this is happening with, of course, Moon in the sign of Capricorn. Well, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? So yeah, so during the time when we experience in this Mars Mercury Mars trine on Sunday the 23rd, Moon is in the sign of Capricorn, still transiting still transiting through the first decan, which is the Capricorn, right? Because shortly after that, Moon will make a square to Venus, and that will be on 10 degrees, and that's hour later. So Moon is very likely on like 9 degrees at the time when this trine is taking place on Sunday. So that makes perfect sense, again, because yes, the last conjunction between Mercury and Mars took place in the sign of Capricorn. So we are creating this new program, new way of interacting with reality that is based on our inner sense of safety and security, inner trust, because we connect in, we tune in, tapped in into who we really are, the true essence of who we really are, the I am presence, right? The intuition, and our emotions are helping us to navigate through reality. It's our feedback mechanism. And then with this Mercury now being in the sign of Pisces, over a year later, it's helping us to understand that, okay, but in order to become who you want to become, to create what you want to create, you cannot run on the old program, right? That's why Mercury is in Pisces, because Mercury is the software, right? It's how we think, how we identify reality, how we talk, how we gather information, how we process information, how we connect with the outer reality, right? The trine to Libra and the trine to Aquarius from Gemini. So here, and also when we look at the Earth sign, because of course Mercury also rules Virgo, the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, the path towards self-mastery that starts from the foundation, Taurus, the foundation, right? And the last time the two had a conjunction was on 17 degrees. Oh yeah, perfect. 17 degrees, 18 minutes of Capricorn. What is that? Taurus decan. Yep. I mean, you can't make this up, seriously. And 17 degrees is the Gemini, the Gemini degree, right? So that's all about the choice. So since January 27, 2024, which was right after the full moon in Leo of 2024 that took place on the 25th of January, I'm pretty sure about that, we had the illumination back then. Obviously, at that time, Pluto was already in a sign of Aquarius for the second time, because Pluto re-entered Aquarius on January 20th, 2024. So we had this Pluto second ingress into the sign of Aquarius, full moon in Leo, and then we had the Mars-Mercury conjunction in January 2024 in Capricorn, on Taurus decan, on Gemini degree. Now, fast forward 1 year later, we are having the closing trine, which is the harvest. Mercury is in the sign of Pisces, Mars is in the sign of Cancer, which is all about pointing us inwards into our inner world to find this sense of safety and security, to identify what we really need, how can we take care of ourselves, to learn to work with our emotions, because Jupiter at the moment is helping us to work with our thoughts by exaggerating everything. And as of June, when Jupiter moves into the sign of Cancer, it will definitely help us to regulate our emotion, because everything will be just intensified. And prior to that, of course, Jupiter will square the lunar nodes. So anyway, that's just a side note. But yeah, it's interesting, these synchronicities, that it was on a Taurian decan, which is all about creation of the new foundation for the future and the choice. And Jupiter is in a sign of Gemini, which always represents the choice. And as I mentioned already, right after that, Mars will station direct in the sign of Cancer. So this is then our opportunity to now go forward with what we know, what we learn, how we learn to connect with our inner landscape, and now start putting into practice, start operating on this in this new way of interacting with reality, connecting with reality, tuning into reality, right? And as I mentioned, Mars will make one more trine to the North Node from the sign of Cancer to the Pisces. So we have all this Piscean topic, which is all this spiritual realm, right? The realm of the spirit, right? Where everything is possible, everything is available. You know, that's why we say like it's like a la la land, you know, like disillusion, illusion, you know, fiction, like fantasy, right? That's all Neptune, right? It's all Pisces. And again, Mercury is going to conjunct, just like Venus, North Node and Neptune 3 times. 3 times. So this is a big process. Even though Mars is stationing to go direct as of Sunday next week, the 23rd, we are still not going to be seeing much of a forward momentum, because Mercury shortly after that will be entering his shadow. Mercury will be preparing for his retrograde. Venus is already in her shadow, preparing for her retrograde. So they will all be retrograding in March. Well, both of them, during the eclipse season. And then eclipses obviously will push us in a direction that we collectively agree to go, right? With the North Node being the sign of Pisces, there is a lot that is dissolving because it has lost meaning, and that gives the opportunity where everything outside the form no longer makes sense, the form no longer satisfied or has a meaning, right? Then we turn inwards, right? That's what Mars has been helping us to do since December, when it stationed direct, which was right after the Venus conjunct Pluto for the second time, or actually that was right before Venus conjuncted Pluto for the second time, and Mars was already retrograde, like shortly before Mars stationed retrograde. So anyway, either way, we can see how all of these is layering this process that we are deep in preparation for the closure of this former astrological year that we are now culminating with Pisces season, and then we're going to start a new one, which is going to be the first astrological year with Neptune, Saturn and Uranus in a new signs, because Neptune is going to enter Aries after the eclipse in Aries on March 30th. And then Saturn is going to enter Aries for the first time in May, and then Uranus is going to enter Gemini for the first time in July. So this is all in this new astrological year, which we will be entering into next month with the equinox, when Sun moves into the sign of Aries. So there is a new direction that is completely uncharted territory for us, and all of this that we are undergoing at the moment in the after effects of the full moon in Leo is a preparation. So in a sense, it's like we need to let go of these sandbags that are in our hot air balloon, in order to be able to rise higher, to be able to see reality from this different angle, to be able to experience world from this different place, right? That is more in alignment with the Aquarian frequency, the freedom, the liberation, the authenticity, the sovereignty, all the rest of it. So all of these that we are going through, and now, like I said, is the after effects of the full moon in Leo, which illuminated to us, because full moon is an illumination, even though, as I mentioned, I kept tripping myself on my own words, because to me the full moon in Leo had the frequency of a new moon for whatever reason. I can't really tell you why, but this is how it felt to me, that it was kind of like a mini reset point even though it was a full moon, which is just a midpoint illumination, the balancing point, the Libra, right? Sun in opposition with the moon, squared by Uranus, as we know, and Mercury was in a new phase conjunction at the time, still in Aquarius on 29 degrees. So we had all of these energies that we experienced last week, which we now digesting, and we are balancing, because of course moon is in a sign of Libra. This is how we enter into the new week with moon in a sign of Libra, even though moon is moving into the sign of Scorpio on Monday, this Monday the 17th, but we enter into the week with moon in a sign of Libra. So we are still balancing the after effects, right, that got illuminated, like this sense of, like sense that we hold in our heart, this sense of passion or the lack of, or whatever, that got illuminated to us during this full moon in Leo, squared by Uranus. So this Uranus was challenging us to, in a sense, break ourselves free from the stagnancy that was created by our attachment to this survival mode, right? But that's all we knew, that's all we knew, that's all our ancestors knew. We've been living this way for a long time, that was the modus of operandum, which is why Mercury, was on the 29 degrees, of Aquarius, and then now moving to the sign of Pisces and say, okay, this old program doesn't work, It got illuminated to us that, yeah, if I want to have the reality, experience the reality, create the reality, experience the reality that I, in which I would be happy, I would be the conscious creator, and I can be who I am, and just live the life of joy and happiness like a child, which is why they would say, well, you have to grow up, like you're not kid anymore, it cannot be all just fun. Why not? Right? Why not? Who said that? So anyway, Mercury being a sign of Pisces, it's helping us to let go of the program, right? The square to Jupiter, because Jupiter is expanding all these thoughts. It's like, well, does it matter if it's true? If it makes me feel miserable and my whole life is just about copy-paste repetition of the misery because I believe that this is the only way to be? Well, is it? Well, let's look at the world, Well, there are people who are not miserable. There are people who are happy. Yeah, there are people who are in a much worse place, which always offers an opportunity for gratitude and compassion, right? But there are also people who are much better off, right? So everybody that is out there just offering the contrast, to what you are experiencing and offering you the opportunity of a choice, right? Do I want to be in a worse place? Am I okay where I am? Or do I think I deserve to be in a better place than I am, right? So with this square, it's like, well, what are we willing to release in order to create this reality story, Jupiter, right? Because there is a choice, because Jupiter is in a sign of Gemini, that would allow us this expansion, right? This expansion, because Mercury was until recently in the sign of Aquarius, right? And as I mentioned, Mercury is going to conjunct the North Node 3 times. So we are connecting with the true essence of who we really are to manifest and bring into form that which we came here to do, right? Which we came here to manifest, the Leo, your purpose, your purpose through your authentic expression, through being exactly who you are. You didn't come here to be anybody else. You didn't come here to live anybody else's life. So so these transits this week, and I mean, seriously, we only have 2 transits. Sun is moving to Pisces, okay, fair play. Then we have this Mercury square to Jupiter, Mercury trying to Mars, and Mars station in direct. That's it for the week. So at the moment, astrology is very quiet. It's been like this for 2 weeks now, last week and this week. Yes, last week we had the full moon in Leo, which kicked the punch because of the Uranus square. T-square. So, we are all like, oh my God, what just hit me? Like I thought I had it all figured out, and now I'm not quite sure because, like this Uranus is kind of like shaking my ground from under my feet, pulling the carpet from under my feet. And now, with Uranus, it's all about changing the pattern, right? The sun was at the time still in the sign of Aquarius. So it was all about illuminating to us, because sun, is like the universe is shining the torch, like what patterns have to change, because these patterns are now outdated. So now, Mercury is going to help us to let go of the old software and learn to override it and create a new software. And it's going to be a back and forth process, because Mercury is going to go into Aries and then back into Pisces. So we won't really know much of anything until after eclipses and until the second half of April, to be honest, and even more so until May, when Venus and Mars come out of their shadow. So like this month and still March predominantly, it's all about identifying and releasing of the old, of the old, letting go of the old program and having the understanding, innerstanding, then in order for me to create a different reality, it has to be created from the different level of consciousness. And this is where the Aquarius and Pisces come in, because they are beyond Capricorn. They are beyond the manifested form. So yeah, so this week we are just being helped to dive deeper into the process, and also because of Piscean season. This is all about learning to work with your intuition, learning to work with the spirit, like again, like with Pisces, it's Neptune, right? It's also about the dreams. I know for me, from my personal experience, since the Neptune North Node conjunction, my dreams have been wild, like really super active. Not that I remember much of them, but like definitely a lot is happening in a dream state, right? So where we asleep, that's where we really awake. Like if you listen to other channels, they will say that this is the dream state, right? Like us playing these roles as human, this is the dream state. When we are in a spirit form, that's actually the real time, because that's where we are truly aware of who we really are, truly conscious of the essence of who we really are. And that's then we have connection to everything, and we are everything, and we know everything, right? That's why Pisces is perfect, and Virgo is like not really striving for perfection. That's our misunderstanding. That's the lower vibration of Virgo, but Virgo is trying to bring the spirit into the form, through the human experience. And that's what we are experiencing at the moment. We are learning how, based on everything that we learn as a humanity in the past few thousand years, how can we create changes, make different choices that would allow us to bring the spirit into form, to be experiencing reality that is more aligned. So there is no more suffering, there is no more misery, there is no more sense of disconnection, sense of futility and hopelessness, and this division and separation, right? That we've been programmed to believe that this is normal and this is the only way to be. But when you watch a little child, right, little kids before they were programmed, they don't see themselves different from the other kid, right? They see that they're all the same, like they just go and play. They're just acting on their instinct, like what gives me the sense of joy and desire. And especially with these new ones, Pluto Capricorns, well, and now coming up these Pluto Aquarius, is they're gonna let you know. They're gonna let you know if they're not happy, if they don't want to do what you want them to do, and if it's out of alignment with what they want, right? Because they have the sense of their inner authority very deeply embodied in them, because it's they running under the new software, right? So it's a very different way of perceiving reality. So for us adults that were not born with the same software, especially as Pluto, Libras and Scorpio, because we are the bridge generations, we have to catch up. We have no choice. So with the transits that we are going to be experiencing in this first week of Pisces season, we're going to be identifying, but not through the logical mind, with the Mercury, now being a sign of Pisces, but through different, like a subtle energies, through the different way of experiencing reality, tuning in, feeling into your emotions, right? Mars is still retrograde, until Sunday in the sign of Cancer. A lot of things are coming up. A lot of things are becoming conscious to us, like definitely from my personal experience. I know I haven't recorded any practical application of astrology for about a month. It will happen, but at the moment there is too much I'm processing in my personal life. So there will be a time and place for that, but at the moment I'm just taking break. But just to share the just the top layer, there are so many things that are resurfacing, things that are unresolved from previous relationships, previous parts of my life, aspects of my life, that are becoming so conscious through interaction with other, that I have to look at. And the process of transmutation of these patterns and these old programs is actually very fast. It's happening very quickly. It's just a way of focusing. It's just a matter of focusing, paying attention, and not resisting it. Because in many cases, and this is something I experienced very recently, there was something that I had to address, and I didn't want to, because it was uncomfortable, because also by addressing that I was risking hurting other people that I care about, but I had to do it, and this is something that I've been experiencing more and more, that I have to speak up, because like we all have contracts with one another, and sometimes, and this is something I believe I share in my last practical application of astrology, when we are trying to spare other people's emotion by not speaking up, by not saying our truth, by not addressing the elephant in the room, we actually hurting everyone, ourselves, but also we hurting the other person, because then these contracts that we have with each other cannot be fulfilled. So by us acting on what we're supposed to be acting on, and we know because we feel it deep inside of us, we then can release ourselves from the contract and the other person, because this is the year where the contracts are going to start dissolving, right? They're already dissolving, but this is the last of it, because Saturn and Neptune are already moving into the sign of Aries, and despite the fact that they will be re-entering Pisces later on this year, they will be re-entering the sign of Aries again early next year. Neptune in January and Saturn in February. And February 2026 is when they have the conjunction on the 0 degrees of Aries, the anaretic degree, right? So there are all of these things that are happening in our lives that are allowing us through this, even though everything is happening very quickly, but through this gradual process, to deal with this unfinished business literally from the past, whether it's your own, whether it's your ancestors, whether it's a collective imprint. And and this is the year for it, the year of Hermit, right? The year of Hermit that is forcing us to go inwards. That's the Virgo, to do the work, to put into practice what we learn. If we haven't learned it yet, okay, we need to re-experience it again until we learn. And this is the year for it. So now entering the Piscean Pisces season, and as I already mentioned, Neptune had a conjunction with North Node. Venus already had her first conjunction with North Node. She will have 2 more when she goes retrograde, and then when she goes forward again. Mercury will have a conjunction with North Node at the end of this month, and also with Neptune, and then subsequently 2 more. So we have all these activations between personal and not so personal with regards to Neptune, and also Saturn is going to conjunct North Node as well. So I mean, we have all these planets, not all of them, but a lot of them, conjuncting North Node, and also then the other planets are interacting with North Node in some way. Like Jupiter is going to be squaring the nodes and stuff like that, and then trining the North Node later on this year, because Jupiter is moving into the sign of Cancer. So that's what I mean. So we have all these activations to the North Node, because North Node is always the potential of the human evolution, right? It's like, where we going? Where is the North Star? In this case, we're looking at the general topics of humanity, which is the Piscean age, letting go, which is the Pisces topic, letting go of the Piscean age and bringing the spirit to the form, right? Bringing the spirit of the form, because the Piscean age is gone, but we're still experiencing the totality of the after effects of the Piscean age. And now with all of these transits that we are experiencing, and the subsequent transits next year, the reset year, all of this has to be put to rest. It has to be put to rest, because not for everyone, obviously. We all came here to play different roles. Some of us came here just to be the keepers of the past. Some of us came here to create the future. Some of us came here to play the contrast and be the shadow players, whatever. There's no right and wrong. It's just like, for you to identify what role did you come here to play, and if you are in alignment with what you experiencing at the moment, whether what you experiencing at the moment is in alignment with it or not. And the way it's how it makes you feel, right? Whether you feel happy, whether you feel fulfilled, whether you feel the deep sense of meaning and purpose in your life or not, right? So this is how you know whether you are in alignment or not. And if you're not, then through the contrast, through experiencing what you don't want, you have the opportunity to make choices that take you closer to the something that feels better, right? And then eventually we all find out what it is that that we want to be doing, experiencing, and that will keep changing the more that we grow and evolve, right? Nothing is static, nothing is set in a stone, and that's why nobody came here just with one purpose, right? Not at this time and age of human evolution. Like, we came here to do multiple things and embody multiple archetypes. So here we go. So anyway, I'm just going in circles over here, but technically that's, there is, like I said, not much to talk about. And also being in Piscean season, we can't really talk about it, it's not something that can be rationally explained or understood by our logical mind. I mean, Mercury is in Pisces, come on. With people that are natally born with Mercury in Pisces, they don't express themselves not necessarily with logical mind, right? It's all through many times art, right? Creative art, or dancing, or music, or poetry, or whatever. It's something that is metaphorical, that is not easily understood by the logical mind, right? So with the Mercury being a sign of Pisces, it is easy for us to connect with the invisible realms, you know, like get messages, like I said, dreams, like get downloads, get inspired hits and whatever. So, and yeah, Mars station in direct at the end of the week, we will now start acting, you know, we will start acting on it, start putting things into practice, start slowly making small changes that are going to be taking us into this new direction, right? But like I said, I don't personally believe that much is going to be happening until, well, you know, end of March, but I really feel April, especially second half of April, I feel is the turning point after the full moon in Libra, right, which is the balancing. So anyway, guys, I leave it at this because I want to pull some cards and I don't want to make this video unnecessarily long because, like I said, there is not that much that, you know, can be really talked about. It just has to be felt and experienced, and you need to learn to trust that which you're feeling, because this is the boot camp here, you know. So we are all training to play the role we came here to play. So yeah, it's just about trusting, learning to trust your intuition and follow your gut, right? Mars is in the sign of Cancer. Follow your gut. All right, let's see. Let's start with the energy oracle from Sandra and Tyler to see where we are at energetically now on the precipice of the Pisces age. So we are just about to end Aquarian age. Aquarian age. Okay, so let's just repeat that and say it correctly. We are just about to culminate and end Aquarian season and enter into Pisces season, right? And we are just about to start the final month of the former astrological year, because we're going to enter into new one from equinox on March 20th. So let's see, what is the energy of these few last days of Aquarius coming towards Pisces season, beginning of Pisces season, and the first week of Pisces season. Where are we at in the after effects of the Leo full moon? Okay, let's see this one. Okay, there is reverse. 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. 7th chakra, that's a crown chakra, and it's reversed. So that's about being blocked. You know, our connection with the cosmos is blocked. So we're going to be learning how to reconnect, right? Many of us don't feel maybe connected, don't feel that there is much of a guidance coming up, right? So this is a crown chakra, but reversed, 41, which is the 5, the change. There is a change happening in all our lives, you know, especially through this dissolving, through this lack of meaning, through this like confusion. The change is happening to be redirected into this new way of being, which is by connected through all the chakras, you know, not just the base one, even though that is the foundation, but to be able to connect to the cosmos, to the ethers, and get the information from different places, your body, the nature, but also the upper realms. And then at the bottom we have 2nd chakra, Archangel Ariel. So we have a Uriel and Ariel, okay, and then at the bottom of that we have Sun, the number 1. Okay, I'll take that one as well. So what's blocked? Our crown chakra is blocked, right? Our crown chakra is blocked. We feel disconnected. Many feel like, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't hear nothing. And then our sacral chakra. This is a 2nd chakra, sacral chakra, joy. So people feel blocked. In most cases, they feel hopeless and they feel like they don't have any joy. There is no joy. You know, this is a sacral chakra is about sexuality, sensuality, creativity, you know, the joy, being connected to your creation, creative essence, creative powers. And this is 36, which is the 9. So yeah, so we are undergoing a lot of changes to help us change this, to help us end this. We are in the year number 9, right? So these 2 archangels are here to help us with that, right? To connect with our crown and to reconnect with our sacral. And then we have the sun, right? The sun. Sun is the number 19 in the tarot, which adds up to number 10. That's the next year. So yes, so this is very important in order to create the new golden age for humanity. We need to have, well, I mean, all the chakras like working, but for a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people's heart chakra is getting open, right? Because of everything we are going through. But yeah, the sacral and the crown, right? That is going to be very important to help us to create this, create the new, the joy and happiness. And yeah, she's in the water, and the lotus is flower. She's sitting in the water. So again, being connected to the emotions, the sun is shining, the emotions. And also we can see that there are all those things happening in this picture. There is also a baby here, right? Baby growing on the trees. And also we have the lotus flowers. So we are all going through the process of metamorphosis, being reborn. You know, we can see the octopus is outside of the water, so it's like nothing really makes sense. But we are creating a reality which will be based on whatever you want, right? This is the choice. Whatever you want, it doesn't have to make sense to nobody else. You are the creator. You are the sun. You are the center of your universe. You are the number one. Number one, the magician. Next year, number 10, Wheel of Fortune, magician, and the Fool, number 1, right? The 10 comes back to number 1. So that's very, very interesting. So, okay, let's see. Let's see if we want to read anything. So what are these archangels? 117. The archangels. I don't know whether... So what was it? 41, I think, right? 41 and 36. When it's reversed, but I don't think it's gonna say much other than what I already said. Okay, so that's Archangel Uriel, so that's this one, you know, with the crown chakra. Spirit connections, intuition and inspiration. Reverse, this card reverse indicates a block to your own intuition and to the potential help and power from the spirit world. Perhaps you fear opening up this side of your life, or perhaps it's just something that seems foreign and unrealistic. Yes, either way, it's time to awaken the beauty and power of this realm. See your crown chakra spinning a beautiful violet and white light, and call upon Uriel's passion and power to help bring this connection into being. Once you open to the incredible peace and power that spirit can bring your life, you'll never be the same. Okay, and the affirmation: my 7th chakra is open to its perfect healthy state. Love and inspiration from spirit and my own intuition flow fully to me now. Okay, and then the sacral, that's the Archangel Ariel, this one, the orange. Intimacy and creativity reversed. When this card is reversed, you might find that your creativity is being blocked. If this is the case, you might need to take more risks and open up to new and different ideas. Go inward and find the feeling that may be causing this blockage. Call upon Ariel to help you release old fears and self-limitations. Affirm that you are open to spirit's love and creative inspiration. This card reverse can also signal problems with intimacy of all kinds and issues of sexual intimacy in particular. Visualize Ariel spinning a beautiful light in your 2nd chakra, calming and healing the energy there. Know that the real closeness you can be both safe and comfortable, and that you deserve a depth of sharing in your relationships. Affirmation: my 2nd chakra is open in its perfect healthy state. I'm creative and self-nurturing, more and more comfortable with the gentle waves of intimacy coming my way. Okay, so that is just encouraging us to connect with the authentic expression of who we are. And the sun, new beginnings and great creativity. Perfect. So that's what I mean. Yeah, we need to create that which we want to experience. It's not just going to be created on its own. Excuse me. Spirit confirms. The sun brings blessings to the earth, and this card portends blessings in your own life as well. Just as the sun nurtures the earth, bring new life to the spring and summer, this is your time for a new beginning, the onset of a nurturing new light in your life, the light of divine inspiration and personal growth. This card often marks a time of great creativity, bringing the culmination of an important new project, culmination, Pisces, right? Such as the birth of a baby, or a writing or publication of a book, or even the birth of a new you. Now is the time to put your energy into expressing your truth and vision. Visualize the light of divine love pouring into your heart and mind like a rays of the sun, bringing inspiration, growth, and abundant blessings. See the future you want to create and know that the sun is shining on your intentions now. Affirmation: I open my heart and life to the creative inspiration of divine love. I choose to create happiness in every new day. Well, it's just, this is, I really feel the energy of 2026. Yeah, depending on how much we release and how how much we are able to reconnect with ourselves and the guidance within, and allow ourselves to want what we want and be excited about life, then that's the life you're going to be creating. You're going to be creating one way or another. What are you going to be creating depending on what you are connected to frequency wise, right? So new beginning, right? Through the Pisces season, something is ending, but the new is already beginning. So decide what you want it to be and allow your intuition, your heart, and how you feel to guide you. Okay, let's have a look at what the shaman's dream, because, you know, like these are all like nautical Neptunian flavor. This is the dream. Then we have again the whispers of the ocean and Dreamsgate Oracle as well. So let's see what is the message from the dream, shaman's dream. Okay, what's the message from the shaman's dream for the week we are going to be opening the Pisces season with? After effects of the Leo. Okay, we have a card that jumped out. Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. Perfect. Number 23. Again, number 5. Things are changing. Things are changing. So, and new things can come in. Yeah, and here we can see the sun again. The sun is shining behind the Wheel of Fortune. This is next year. That's what I mean. This year, a lot of changes are happening. So the new energy can manifest. It can come through. And at the bottom, below the wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows, 62. Yeah, the shadow work. What is resurfacing to the to the level of a conscious mind that we can work with to let go of that which no longer holds a meaning. This is to me very spiritual. Like it looks very Neptunian, very like nebulous fog. You know, it also could be will of the wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. I'll read this one, but yeah, and we can see there is a butterfly. There is a butterfly here. I don't know if you can see it, you know, in like a fog. The process of metamorphosis. We are going through the process of metamorphosis, number 62, which is 8. Yeah, it all started last year, the year of strength. We cultivated strength to go through this process we are experiencing this year number 9, the year of endings, in preparation for this, right? We are in the year in between, the bridge year, the year 9, which is connected to this sacral chakra, which is reverse. Most people are not enjoying life and they feel disconnected. They don't feel that they are conscious creators. So we have to face the shadow. We have to look at what we don't want to see in order to be ready for this. When the wheel turns next year and brings a lot of changes, allow it to create the life that you want, not to recreate the same, right? All right. Let's see. Let's see what Colette Baron Rate might want to add to this. So Fortune's Wheel, 23. The cards are falling. It's just been so many interesting things happening in my life. All right. So the Fortune's Wheel. Luck and right timing, a turn of fortune. The fortune's wheel is a sign that luck has found the right timing in your life. You have the magic touch and everything turns to gold. There is nothing you can do wrong. You only need to hold what you desire as your intention and it becomes true. Do not waste this power on trifling things. Dream big, for surely this opportune moment will pass. Such is the nature of fortune's wheel. Use the creative, again, the sacral chakra, power of the fortune's wheel for the benefit of others, and the gifts will be returned to you tenfold. Use it only for your own gain, and you will be left impoverished and with the bitter taste of squandered opportunity. Fortune's wheel comes unannounced. Notice the early signs, the coincidental encounters, and the seemingly magical and synchronous events that herald its arrival. That call, that email, that invitation, the chance to encounter it was no accident. They were all choreographed by the fortune. Do not wait any longer. Carpe diem. Recall your boldest and noblest longing and invite it into your life. This invitation is all that is required. Yeah. Be ready. It's coming. 2026. Be ready. Be ready to create what you want. Okay, let's see this willow thing. 62. Yeah, with this interesting use of words. 62. Treasures hidden in the shadows, the great mystery epiphany. Will-o'-the-wisp hovers in her luminous glory above the twilight moors of your life, whispering for you to step into the fog, into the mystery, the unknown. You may have been visited by her before, but though intrigued, you refused her invitation. It would be safer you decided to remain on the journey you know. While you always have a choice as to whether you to follow her or not, you never know when you might encounter her again. In this sense, turning away has its own consequences. Why is the knowing so appealing? It's only when you wake up to its restrictions, yes, Saturn, its soft prison or golden cage, that you realize there must be more. Will-o'-the-wisp has come to you once again to offer you magic, but you will have to sacrifice certainty in the pursuit of adventure, your comfort zone for the dangers of discovery, and well-trodden path for the detours that might very well lead you astray, or will they? Can you accept that losing yourself will bring you closer to your true self? The profound shift of an epiphany can occur only when you risk the detour and enter the unknown. Now is the time to trust higher forces to lead you into this place, these worlds hidden at the threshold between what was and what can be. There is where you will learn about your own unmaking to unmask yourself. Love what you discover, dark or light, see it all as divine, and find the quiet trimming power waiting for you to channel it into the world for good. The treasure you find, filled with the wealth of love and kindness, true prosperity, is ripe to share with others. She is here for you now. Will you accept her invitation? A great bounty of goodness awaits you. Yeah. This is really, to me, this is especially about the unconditional self-acceptance, right? Unconditional self-acceptance, because in order for us to pursue what we want, we have to accept that we want it and that we are worthy of it, right? But yeah, this card, especially now that I read this book thing, it is talking about stepping outside of the comfort zone. It is all, that's the throat chakra closing. This is all about treading the path least traveled, right? Like we are entering into this new journey, new chapter of our life, the new chapter for humanity, Aquarian age, which is completely unknown, right? Breaking the pattern, because nothing ever was the way it is exactly now, even though there are the ancient memories from ancient civilizations from the times that were, that remind us of what's going on now, or we are reminded of what happened before, but nothing is ever the same. Nothing is exactly the same. So we have the opportunity to prepare, because the wheel is going to turn and we are going to manifest in a new path for ourselves. But what the path will be depends on how ready we are, right? So yeah. So is that connect with your joy, connect with your intuition, connect with your guidance, and become the conscious creator of your reality. Yeah, even if nobody taught you how to do it, we have to change the pattern. We all, one person at a time, are learning to change the pattern through trial and error. That's the work, that's the human's journey. It is not about mistakes. It is about experience, right? It's about learning. And we cannot do that without making mistakes. Okay, let's see what the whispers of the ocean, the Neptune himself, what wants to advise us with regards to this Pisces season. But yeah, it seems like this Pisces season, yeah, is the preparation, right? The Pisces season, because it is the last month, the last sign before the new begins. You know, the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, the fortune will turn again in an Aries season and more profoundly in 2026. But we are entering into a new astrological year at the end of March. So we are now preparing for that, right? Look at the hidden treasures, the things that you cannot see. You know, this is all very Piscean and very nebulous. Okay, whispers of the ocean, what the ocean wants to advise us. Neptune himself with regards to a Pisces season process. Let's see. Okay, we have a card. Distinctive potential, 23. This is another 5. This is the third 5. So all these changes we are experiencing, right? Rely on your faith and the knowledge that nothing is impossible. Use your determination to hang in there until you realize a goal. Right? Dive in deep into the depth of your psyche, into the depth of your heart, to realize what is the unmanifested potential of who you really are, the unmanifested potential of the universe. And then 14, another 5. This is the fourth number 5. Single-mindedness, choose your own path and what is best suited for you. I mean, these cards are all self-explanatory. You have to dive deep within, look into the shadow so you can prepare when the wheel of fortune turns to create the reality you want, even if it means octopus will fly. Who cares, right? You create your own story. Be single-minded, focus on what you want. Don't allow somebody else to create your story for you. Like I said, you didn't come here to live other people's life. You come here to live your own. So dive deep within into the depths of your emotions, into the depths of the unconscious, to create, right? The number 5, the change. If you don't do it, it will be done for you. And through contracts, you will then decide, right? We can either decide based on how it makes us feel. So I know this is my preference, or if I don't know, then we'll experience contracts to find out. But either way, these are opportunities for change. We have 3 cards with number 5. 3 cards. That's crazy, right? 41, right? The reverse crown chakra. The change is happening, so we can reconnect, right? The wheel of fortune. The change is happening, so we can go to the next level of our evolution. Not necessarily comfortable, but it's necessary. And then we have another 23, distinctive potential, and 14. Before that was 41. 14, single-minded. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this one wants to advise further. So we start with 23, right? The potential 23. I'm just going to read a little bit. 23. Distinctive potential. So that is this, it's narwhal whales, unique mammals, right? Narwhal whales, okay? Rely on your faith and the knowledge that nothing is impossible. Use your determination to hang in there until you realize your goal. Reflect on your personal values, goals, methods, and what you believe will bring fulfillment and happiness to your life. This card foresees a time when you are very clear on where your individual beliefs and principles lie, and you have successfully created a life that is aligned to those standards. Reflecting on strong family values or a sense of self that may have been instilled within you early in life will help you create a fulfilling lifestyle. We all use coping mechanism to help relieve stress and avoid confrontation. However, over the time, these behaviors become outdated and limit our progress. You have worked hard to create a new normal. Be aware of when you resort to an old pattern that no longer serves you, like withdrawing or closing your heart. Return to a place of quiet strength and resolve. You are closer to your dreams than you realize. Yeah. Dig deep within, into the depths of your heart, to remember what really matters to you, right? Before all the conditioning convince you you shouldn't need what you need and just be like everybody else. Okay, and the single-mindedness. All right, let's see. This is Barracuda, brave and focused opportunists. Okay, choose your own path and what is best suited for you. You have harnessed your strengths and talents, again the strength card, yeah, number 8, that was last year, in order to bring about a triumphant outcome to your endeavors. You have managed to get through the drama of the past. You have overcome challenges along the way and are focusing your energies on the one goal that will lead you to your success. Stay focused. This is your time to shine and to come out on the top. Pay attention to what your body is telling you and trust your intuition. Avoid getting too wrapped up in your thoughts. Thinking and rethinking what is going on in your life will only make things unclear. Remember to draw on the strengths and qualities which are uniquely yours. Your own guidance is best. Yes, use your intuition. Perfect for Pisces season. That's what I mean. Mercury is in Pisces. It's not going to make a logical sense. You know, even I was saying yesterday in my conversation that I can't explain why I know what I know or why I'm saying what I'm saying. I just feel that this is it. This is the truth for me anyway. Okay, and now we're going to use the Dream Gate Oracle. Dream Gate Oracle, because this is entering us into the Pisces season, right? Look at that. The portal that is entering us into Pisces season, Dreamgate Oracle. This is from Daniel Noel. Okay, this one is all about dreams. So let's see. Dreamgate Oracle. What is the message for this Pisces season, the final month before we reset astrological year? What is the message for us, please? Okay, there is a card poking out. Let's see. Hold the light. Lemuria, oh my god, Lemuria has been coming up so much. Lemuria, ancient memories, sensitive gifts, I remember. Yeah, remember, this is the month when you are encouraged. Yes, again, the water, all the water, through your emotions, through your dreams, through your intuition. Remember who you are and why did you come. Mars is going to be direct from next Sunday onwards, and yet an inner eye. This card came before the inner eye. The wisdom is within you. The ancient history lives within you. Pineal activation, illumination, psychic bridge, right? Also, we have the crown chakra here, right? Connect to who you really are. Connect. Yeah, be single-minded. Focus on what you want. You have the potential to create. You have the potential to create, but you have to dive deep within and face the shadows. Look at all of it. Embrace the light and the dark. So when the wheel turns again, you can create, right? You can create. Your sacral is not blocked anymore because you trust the guidance coming from within. Create the life that you want, that you desire, that makes you happy. So yeah, inner eye, pineal gland, third eye activation. Trust the connection that you have. And here is a crescent moon, right? That's what we are experiencing now this weekend, because moon is in Libra. It's going to sextile the point of the recent full moon. Okay, let's see. Hold the light. That's the one I'm going to read because we already had the inner eye before. Hold the light. Hold the light. Okay. Lemuria, ancient memories, sensitive gifts, dreaming a new world. I remember. I'm ready to surrender to new wisdom. I'm returning. There is the possibility of a dream that was once a reality. Lemuria, also known as Mu, was said to be ancient paradise that existed millions of years ago and was home to a group of highly advanced beings. This was a world of harmony and bliss that communicated through a sentient language of love with all life, translated through the highest octaves of source energy. To some, it has been described as beautiful, the Garden of Eden, or the golden age of high vibrational living. The Lemurian portal is this card. In this card exist in the cusp of two realities. One is the dimension in which we now live. This is the physical world as we know it, which holds us in place. The other lives on in our subtle memories and dreams, our past lives and the whispers of time. Perhaps you feel echoes of Lemuria when you see a certain place, hear the sound of flowing water, smell a delicious nectar in the air, or travel through your dreamscapes. Could it be that you also hold your own memories of a sacred heaven on earth, even through your imagination? So this month, the month of Pisces, is going to take us back to our ancient history. The message: you are now being called to step into the gentle magic of Lemuria, to hear and feel its timeless wisdom and primordial love. Walk yourself home to this ancient place. It is a powerful access point that reminds us there is always another way forward, if only we choose to believe. As you turn your gaze inward and connect to this portal, allow its waterways to cleanse all that needs to be transmuted and released. Pisces, right? What are we releasing? This square between Mercury and Jupiter and trine to Mars, still retrograde in Cancer prior to station indirect on Sunday. Feel your heart softens as you luxuriate in this rainbow light and let your senses expand beyond this physical realm. Any lingering mental clutter is now being washed away. Trust that there is more to be revealed once you step out your own world. You are at the brink of new revelations in your life as you return to the vibration of higher awareness and spiritual integrity. You are here to play a part in a great shift that is underway. Perhaps you are integrating new systems of belief or a deeper understanding of your own healing as you explore the depths of your emotional terrain. Lemuria teaches us that we each hold the key to our own awakening. It helps us decipher the thoughts and feelings that we may not be fully conscious of, and it enhances our ability to empathize and show compassion for others. As we explore this dream gate, we are asked to also lead with more love and courage in our waking life and always communicate and act from a high vibrational state. Your sensitive nature is a blessing and a gift. Do not be afraid to share it with those around you. It will be paramount to the unfolding of a new world. How can I celebrate my sensitive nature more? How can I see the world around me from a higher perspective? Yeah. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything that was will be again. Okay, and let's just close with the major arcana. Final message. Okay, Pisces season. We entering into Pisces season. Spirit, what is the guidance for this Pisces season? The final month of the former astrological year. Okay, 3 flipped. All right, what we've got? Lovers, yes, the choice. Oh, okay, the devil winked at us. Okay, that goes with the lovers. Lovers, the choice, making the new choice. Number 6. Okay, the other one was the Chariot, choice to trust yourself. This is the card of Cancer, right? Mars in Cancer, teaching us to trust ourselves. Trust your emotion, trust your intuition. Look at both the conscious and unconscious, the shadow and the light, right? You are the creator, but you need to trust yourself, embrace and accept yourself unconditionally. And that is a choice, right? And we have a sequence, 6 and a 7, and then Empress. Yeah, creating a stronger foundation, fertile ground for the new earth to be birthed from. And it's from this place, making a choice to choose yourself, to choose you, because that's the only way you can help others. When you're happy, all the yellow, right? Connected with the solar plexus, with your joy and happiness, being in charge of your life, right? Mastering your thoughts and your emotion, being connected to the earth and the heaven, right? The stars, right? This is the way to create the new earth. Venus is now in Aries, seeking the new values, understanding your new needs, because Uranus in Taurus just squared his moon. So the foundations our lives are built upon are not stable. They're not going to hold, right? Because most of us were wearing a mask, playing a role that didn't make us feel happy. And this is the opportunity, right? To make a new choice. Choose love, choose you, right? Trust yourself, and that way you're going to help to create the new earth that is abundant for all. Number 3, expansion, right? And at the bottom we have Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, there is another fortune, right? Because the wheel is turning. The wheel is turning. So what choice are we going to make? What choice are we going to make? Are we going to trust ourselves? Hold the light? Right? This is so perfect, right? And underneath is the death, of course. Yeah, a lot of aspects have to die because they are no longer in alignment. Only the child stands, right? Only the sun, the childlike innocence, the authentic expression. All the pretense has to die. Everything that is not in alignment, right? And underneath that is the Hierophant, yeah, that came last time. You create your own religion, the landscape of the reality you want to see manifest. So make the choice to trust yourself. Beautiful. All right. So yeah, before the wheel turns this year and takes us into Aries season, there's gonna be a lot of releasing, right? And that's what we are preparing ourselves for, because in order to create a new earth, a lot has to be released. is the sandbags from the hot air balloon. You cannot go any higher if we have all this stuff having us down. But in order to release it, we need to first see it and accept it, that yes, this is part of me and it served purpose. It had a meaning. Everything we went through had a meaning because it made us who we are now, and who you are now is exactly who you're meant to be, to become the next version of yourself, right? The version of yourself that you came here to become. Continuously expanding, changing, growing, and evolving, because the world is changing with you and you are changing with the world. It's this endless process, this endless dance, right? So anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm going to close this space and thank my guides, my higher self, ancestors, Starseed family, angelic team, all the beings of light that were present, our Lemurian brothers and sisters, Akashic record keepers, my astrological team, all the cards and the messages from the cards. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. And I just wanted to let everybody know that I now have my booking calendar on my website. So when you choose to book a reading with me, you can actually choose your own time and date whenever you want to have a reading. And if those times and days that are there are not suitable for you, then reach out, email me directly, and we can look at the alternatives. But yeah, now I have my own booking calendar on my website, so that makes the booking easier. So with that, I wish you all a wonderful week ahead. Have a wonderful Pisces season, and I'll see you again next week for the new moon in Pisces. Much love everyone, and bye for now.